Hello and welcome everybody. Today we're starting Fate Hollow Ataraxia. I have played or watched a lot of other Nuzzaverse media, but this is something that I never got around doing. Um, I've been a big Fate fan for a good while now, and just last year I finally got through the Fate Stay Night visual novel itself. There might be some things that I have learned about this just through cultural osmosis or memes or just being on the internet, but I'll mention those in a bit. First, some housekeeping out of the way. I've downloaded the Fate Hollow Ataraxia Ultimate Edition from Nia. If I need to change to a different version or need to do something special when playing the game, please do mention, as I do not want to Google anything about this game in fear of spoilers. And speaking of spoilers, I am quite anti-spoiler person, so I would like if the comment section was limited to a minimal amount of hinting or can't wait until he gets to X or Y part, or you're gonna love this character types of comments. I'd like to experience things as naturally as I can without any expectations. Thank you. However, if you have any extra tidbits or cool facts, feel free to share those. And of course, if I hugely misunderstand something, then I think it's fair to correct me. Okay, now let's jump into the things that I know about this series before starting the game. If you want to watch this alongside me blindly, don't worry, I won't mention the spoilers during the playthrough itself until something I know happens or comes up. Skip this timestamp to avoid possible spoilers. Okay, I have seen a lot of Fate media, and thus I've seen stuff like Fate Kaleid Line or Prismalia, and I know that there is a character called Bazett in it, and I think I know that they will appear in this game. I think they used like enhanced fists as a way of fighting in Kaleid Liner, so that might be something they do here as well. I don't know. I have also seen the promotional art for this game, and it has some of the Fate Stay Night cast in it, plus Bazett, plus also a white-haired girl whose name I do not know. Plot-wise, I think I once heard that there might be some kind of Groundhog's Day type of thing going on, but I'm not sure about this one. And I know one of my friends is a huge fan of Ryder from Stay Night, and I never really understood why, and I think this game might be one of the reasons for it, so I guess I'll be on the lookout for some Ryder character focus. Then there's this one character design that I know, but I can't really place anywhere. I don't know if they are from this game or from some other Nasuverse media, but they're like dark skinned, short-ish hair, spiky, kind of spiky hair. They might wear like a red bandana or like a forehead protector, and I think they have like markings or runes or something along their body. For some reason, I think this might be like a personification of Angra Mainyu, the first thing in the Grail itself or something. I don't know. I also once thought about Darius the Third when I was thinking about this game, but I think he might just purely be a Fate Grand Order related character. But I don't know, maybe. And finally, although I didn't see this character in the promo art, there is this character Luvia Jelita Edelfelt, and I feel like she might be in this game. I mean, they briefly appear at the end of one of the routes in Stay Night, and then they have a decent amount of screen time in Kaleid Liner, so I'm guessing she might be in this game too, which would be hype, because I really liked her from what little I saw. Plus, she has the Ojo-sama vibe and drill hair, which is like an instant win in my book. And I think that should be everything I know before going in. Now, with the spoilers out of the way, I think we're quite ready to start the game. I guess we just click here. No, here? Sure. Okay, let me just go to config to set volume stuff. Background volume goes way low. Sound effects. Yeah, that's too high. That's good. I mean, I don't know. I can't really do much about that. I'll lower it just in case. Skip scenes already seen. I'm gonna leave it off for now. Confirm skipping scenes, yes. I mean, right, yeah. If there's confirmation, then I know that it's scene I already have seen. Okay. Instance effects. So like skip effects, show effects, yeah, show. Hide text during sprite changes. I mean, I don't know. I don't mind either way. First click. Okay. Whoa, that's still too loud. Oh, it didn't save. Okay, yeah, there we go. Bit of a struggle. But okay, I guess we're just ready to begin. Start the game from the beginning. Flags are kept. Okay. I'm not gonna even check any of these yet. He said he was afraid of the night. City of Shinto, Kurokizaga District, Block 4, Seminar Apartments, 11th floor, room 2. That's where he lived. Oh, did it also say 2005 somewhere? Maybe. That's where he lived. His name was, well, let's just call him Mr. A. Archer? I don't know. Mr. A was a student and, having just turned 20, had moved in at the beginning of the spring. This was the first time he ever moved, the first time he ever lived by himself, and the first time he was in an unfamiliar neighborhood. While Mr. A, an introvert by nature, still felt lost, he was adjusting to life in Fuyuki gradually. Mr. A was comfortable being alone in the first place, and never seemed to care much about having few friends or living amongst strangers. Rather, he preferred things that way. Mr. A, who would shut himself in his room, apparently liked not having his new life disturbed by anyone, be it friends or family. Yeah, I can vibe with that. I like being alone too. Mr. A was satisfied with his life, except for two things: the long, long hallway leading to the entrance and the hopeless thoughtlessness of the family that moved in next door 1 month prior. What was bothering? No, what was unsettling him began since he moved into the apartment in spring. This art is quite old. I think like Stay Night had like newer art, so I don't know if I'm using some old art here, or if I need to change manually or something, but do let me know before the next episode. What his parents had set up for him was some amount of yen monthly, 4-bedroom apartment. The size was nothing to complain about. While Mr. A loved being alone, he had an inclination towards luxury and didn't favor living plainly. Sure, seems fair. When it came to the dwelling, the bigger, the better. No. That's where we differ. I like my own small little hole. I don't need much room. Just give me a like very small room and I'm fine. Someone like him who hated the outside world, this place was a fortress. Yeah. It had to be large and solid. It couldn't be easy to reach. Couldn't relax if it wasn't impenetrable. Sure. That's right. It wasn't that Mr. A liked being alone. It was the issue of others being near. Yeah, I can understand that. Sure. He was unconsciously afraid of someone other than himself intruding into his space. This background music is kinda chippy. Cheery. There was another reason why Mr. A chose seminar apartments. It was the distance from the living room to the door. Oh? The long hallway was the first and last obstacle to pass through in order to enter or leave the apartment. Okay. That kind of reminds me of the Fate Zero one. Fate Zero living room with the blue beard. Yeah, kinda. The 4-meter long hallway stretched in a straight line from the living room to the door. There were neither storage rooms nor a bathroom along the way. It was an unusual hallway for an apartment to have, but it seems Mr. A took a liking to it for its length. It took up the ideal amount of space and was an ideal entranceway. The far-off separation from the entrance was not so much a medium between inside and outside, it was more of an ambiguous boundary. It was unnatural. One could say that the hallway itself was the real entrance. Yeah, I mean, sure. Can't see much of the house before you go through this long hallway, so yeah. However, once he began living there, something about the hallway started to worry him. With such splendid length, what could possibly worry him about it? After being puzzled for several months, he finally figured it out. It was simple. The long hallway had no lights. It looked like a structural flaw had left no space to install any lights. The hallways of the other apartments had them, but only in room 2 of floor 11 were they forgotten. Yeah, okay. Watch this be like a crucial detail for later. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. I'll try to stop hovering here. How stupid. Not the worker that forgot to install lights, but himself, who had noticed only now after living there for several months. Hey, that's totally fair. Like, I've lived in this apartment for like 15 years now, and like there are some things that I just noticed like last year. So, you know, it's okay. It's fine, man. Come to think of it, he had already made a wrong turn the moment he had failed to realize what was amiss. Uh-oh. Fall came and new tenants moved in next door. They were the kind of happy family you could find anywhere. A young married couple and a 3-year-old daughter. The only contact he had with them was limited to a simple greeting when they were moving in. All Mr. A knew about them was their surname, XX, or something we don't know, and the daughter's name, another blank. Okay. Seminar Apartments is an L-shaped building with only 2 apartments on each floor. Only 2. Yeah, okay. That's kind of weird, I guess. At the center is the entrance into the building, and each apartment occupies the entire horizontal or vertical part of the L. Okay. At the entrance, there is a door leading to the elevator, the emergency stairwell. Sometimes Mr. A would meet the or XX couple at the entranceway, but on rare occasions he saw the daughter alone by herself. Yeah, okay, I need to lower the oh, cool. The menu is the same as in Stay Night. I'll definitely lower the voice, like. No, it still doesn't give me. Okay, whatever. There. Onichan, won't you push the button for me? Whenever they met, she would say that. The elevator buttons were slightly above her height. Yeah? It was not too high for her to reach, but for some reason, she never raised her hands above her shoulders. Why not? I don't kids love like just flailing all around? I don't know. While he thought it was strange that a 3-year-old girl would go out by herself, he did what the girl asked. And he would see her not just on the 11th floor, but also at the entrance on the 1st floor. So this 3-year-old girl just was actually going out by herself, doing some weird things, some magical shit, I presume. He would find the girl crouching in front of the elevator as he was coming home or leaving. She would raise her head and say, looking up at him, "Onichan, won't you push the button for me?" After having that exchange over and over again, Mr. A learned the girl's name. I wonder if this is the girl in the promo art. He did not remember it. However, perhaps because Mr. A had no interest in other people, instead he called her Little Red Riding Hood, because she always wore a red hood. I mean, that's just red is the color of Rin from Stay Night. But Rin never lived in a flat, right? Burbs. I'll say it again. Mr. A was an introverted young man. As long as his lifestyle wasn't threatened, he didn't care about the outside world. Be it, for example, an argument heard from the other side of the wall, the sound of a little girl crying once every other day, a woman's screams that could only be described as shrieking, the girl not being able to raise her arm above her shoulders. That's the reason. Due to neglected bone fracture, or her wearing a red hood to hide the bruises on her face because her father told her to. Well, the stuff that only concerns other people. Yikes. Domestic abuse. Yeah, that sucks. The ruckus of the neighboring room was only about a meter away from the door, but who could blame him? It was, after all, a long hall. Okay, man. But I mean, I get him. I try to be like neutral myself too. Like, sure, I'll do the good thing occasionally, but like, if I can, I'd like just stay a neutral party in most cases to not make enemies or to just live my own life in my own little bubble. Even if that's not like ideal, you probably should interact with people and widen your world and scope. It's always a good thing to learn more and be prepared for more things, to have more contacts. Anyways, after all, it was a long haul. The source of the screaming was several meters away, and he inevitably had to ignore it while watching TV. Yeah. But on that night, it was especially loud. Um, the I someone is dying. The wife is dying. A blood-curdling scream. Then siren-like crying. Then the sound of a door being opened violently, reverberating in the entranceway. Then the sound of something banging on Mr. A's door. Oh no. My guy, you are about to be dragged into drama. Is the little girl? That night had been aggravating to Mr. A, who had been quietly enjoying a late night broadcast at 2 a.m. He was about to get up and ask them to behave like reasonable human beings. And so get up he did, but soon sat back down. It'll probably end soon anyways. Anyway, yeah, ooh, about that. Their affairs were none of Mr. A's business. Butting in at this point would get him overly involved, so he avoided thinking about it. Yeah, that's the safe way of living, but not necessarily the correct. Ume. Oh, that's just probably TV screen. Yeah, whatever it is, it's their own responsibility. That you could be the better person and jump in to help. People ought to handle their own problems by themselves, and so Mr. A took the remote and raised the volume by 5 bars. By the end of the night, as he was turning off the TV and falling asleep, the usual nighttime silence had finally returned. Uh-oh. Suicide. Yikes. The next day, Mr. A learned that there had been a family suicide next door. Oof. It was the first time he had ever been questioned by the police. The night before, after having an argument, the wife, murdered the husband with a blade. After slashing the daughter, her only daughter, she took her own life. I hope the daughter survives, because it was mentioned that the guy was murdered, but the daughter was just slashed, or just in quotations. I mean, it's a horrible situation, but still. When asked about it, I slept like a log and didn't hear anything, was Mr. A's answer. The officer thanked Mr. A for his cooperation and was about to leave. As he was walking away, Mr. A asked just one question. About the daughter maybe? This voice, I don't think I know it. So it's probably just a POV character in this prologue. Who's probably not, well, he might be important, but yeah, probably not anyone from the Stay Night cast. Excuse me, but what happened to their daughter? Yeah, I know he said it out loud, but I just repeated it too. Sink it in what it said. Lowering his eyebrows, the officer replied, that sucks. His only contact, the only other person he interacted with is dead, or assumedly dead. The wound was fatal, but you know, there's magic in this world, so. Except the young officer muttered uncomfortably. Ooh, spooky. Yeah. I wonder who this little girl is. Oh. What happened was simple. After being stabbed by her mother, the Little Red Riding Hood seems to have managed to escape into the entranceway. At that point, however, the trail stops. The bloodstains stop in front of the elevator.
なぜエレベーターを使わなかったんでしょうね。いえ、そもそもどうして隣室のあなたに助けを求めなかったのか。いくら錯乱していたからってチャイムを押すぐらいはできたでしょうに。
A good question to ask. That seems like a repeating thing, so maybe that's more important of a line than I first gave it credit for. Oni-chan, won't you push the button for me? I'll keep that line in mind for later. Mr. A couldn't bring himself to say that either button was far out of the girl's reach. But yeah, she couldn't because of domestic abuse, domestic violence. Her arms wouldn't go that high. The officer left, and Mr. A remained standing in the doorway, deep in thought. 2 o'clock at night, he pictured the little girl, escaped from her crazed mother, but unable to leave the entranceway, desperately banging on Mr. A's door, on the verge of collapse, with a tear-stained face. And in the end, the girl's body was never found. The moon. Several days passed. Late at night, always at the same time, Mr. A started noticing a strange noise. Uh-oh. Did she actually die and she's haunting you now? I don't know. Banging? The noise itself wasn't loud. If he didn't pay attention to it, it was almost inaudible. At first, Mr. A didn't think about what it could be. He told himself that it was just wind shaking the window. But then his thoughts started running and he thought that it was the daughter coming back for revenge, banging the door as a ghost. I don't know. I feel like Mr. A's mental is about to go off the rails. But the noise came back every night. Bang, bang. It was a noise that was faint enough to be non-existent, yet it was getting on his nerves. When he realized that the noise wasn't from the window, but rather echoing in the hallway, something popped up there, but I didn't see. Maybe it was the same quote again about pushing the button, which might have been like a Mr. A remembering back to the girl and cluing in that maybe it's her. Mr. A walked down the long hallway and brought himself to the door. Uh-oh. Spooky. He asked who it was through the intercom. No response. The moment Mr. A came up to the door, the noise, which had been so soft moments ago. Uh-oh. He looked outside through the peephole. A round, distorted view. Nobody was there. Just a clean-looking entranceway. So far, I feel like this has been much more like I mean, Stay Night had a lot of like bad stuff and violent stuff going on, but so far this has had a pretty chilling start. Like much more psychological. Around distorted view, nobody was there, just a clean-looking entranceway. Nothing except red specks on the cream-colored floor. That... Bang, bang, bang. His eardrums felt like they were going to burst. That's really cool. There was no one in the entrance, but the noise did not stop. Mr. A tried to look deeper into the peephole. Maybe there was someone there. Maybe he couldn't see at this angle. The noise continued. Wait, there was something under the peephole, just outside of his view. I feel like there's about to be a jump scare of the little girl. Oh no, open it. Something red, wearing a hood, was clinging onto the door. Oh, hello. That was a bloody hand. He ran back down the long hallway. Yeah, he's mentally about to go off the cliff. The clock was showing 2 a.m. Also, I just realized 2 a.m. was the same thing in Stay Night Prologue with Ruin's magic. Yikes. Those late night visits became a routine event. The noise continued every night. Yeah. He's being haunted by the choice he could have made, the better choice. Or maybe that's just, again, maybe this might be just in his mind, but knowing Stay Night, Fate, it might actually be real. Mr. A never opened the door. Then one night, it happened again. It was insignificantly quiet. He could have never just brushed it off as being a part of his imagination. Okay, so maybe it is real then. Oh, sorry, he could have, not could not have. Yeah. He could have just brushed it off as being a part of his imagination. Okay. Yeah, sorry. This evening is frightening. I hope I read it right. But now it had been an unavoidable angst that had stained his brain, cutting away at his nerves like a blade. With each day, Mr. A's mind was being cornered. Yeah, I feel like Mr. A is about to follow in the XX family's footsteps and do a little gamer move we call not continuing the game. It was the end of autumn. Could now hear it no matter what time it was. That night, he came to a decision. Think carefully, my man. It's not worth it. He would see... Oh, okay. Yeah, opening the door. He would see for himself what was clinging to the door. Let's move carefully. He walked down the long hallway. The light from the entranceway leaked in from behind the door, passing through the unlit corridor. Opening. He pushed the door open and... There was nothing there. There was no one there. Until we get a jump scare. I'm ready for it. The painful knocking that had been echoing in his skull was gone as well. Of course, there was nothing. Something that ridiculous couldn't be true. There had never been any noise. There had never been a red hood. You see, man? A little unnerving. Laughter and relief mixed together. Don't let your guard down, man. His chilled body rapidly regaining its warmth. He had just been hearing things. Somehow, it seemed that incident had gotten to him. Yeah, no shit. Also, I love that they cut out the every bit of audio background. Very spooky vibe. Without realizing it, he had felt guilty and developed paranoia. Yeah. But that was all over. It all ended the moment he opened the door. Don't say Come on, man. Phew. Wiping sweat off his forehead, he closed the door. Once he had locked the door, he raised his head, and the girl is inside your house, isn't she? Before his very eyes. Down the long, long dark hallway that he had been so fond of. It's the scariest shit ever. His eyes widened. In the middle of the corridor, there was something wearing a red hood. Hi there. Familiar dead body. It seemed to be pleading at him. Somehow, Mr. A knew that it would be the last thing he would hear before his death. The loud banging. From within the darkness, its lips moved. Like a watermelon that had been bored into with a knife. Yeah, lots of red. With a blood-stained voice, the little Red Riding Hood spoke to him. Push it for me. Oh, you. Okay. Okay, very cool, Fate. So that was just a scary story, but I don't know. I really got into it. I'm with you. It got to me. I don't remember your name. Was your name Makina? No. I'm so sorry. I know you were one of the classmates of Rin. But there we go. Okay, yeah, that's why the art style was different, and now we're back to the Stay Night art style. Whew. So how was that? How was that for an intro? Fuck you, game. Punch, punch, punch. I don't know. It was I mean, as a scary story, it was effective. At least through a visual medium. I don't know if being just told that without any visuals, if it would have been that scary. I'm gonna lower the volume a bit down of the characters and background a bit. And yep, everything a bit down. There we go. Mr. A, dude, if things get that freaky, then move on, move out. Move out, move out. October 11th, past midnight, in a guest room at the Ryudo Temple. Okay, Ryudo Temple. Not Makina, but Makidera. Yeah, Makidera. Kaede's shriek. Yeah. Makidera Kaede's shrieking voice resounds through the fall sky. Resounds. Okay. Hello, Mitsusuri.
あんただってあんな家出てってやるなんて言ってもう何年よ。人間ね、多少の不安より愛着を取るもんなの。みんながみんな幽霊一匹で住処を移してたら、今頃この島はもぬけの殻になってるわ。
I don't know. I would probably move if scary shit started to come into my mind. I'm quite the scaredy cat. I mean, I can take, and I love my psychological and gore and horror, but like I do get scared, especially by like jump scares. So that kind of stuff in the story really gets to me easily, or more easily than it would probably many others.
眼蓄のある言葉だ。なるほど。
Yeah, you're one of the classmates too of Rin, but I don't remember your name. I think you had like one anime special about you. You might have been in it too, but I think you had like a Fate Grand Order related special or something. It's not like my ancestors were inland sea pirates either. She mentioned Setouchi. Isn't that a place in Japan? Or is that also a word for inland sea? I don't know. Either way, it's capitalized. I wonder if Rin is here with them. Or if these girls are just out here by themselves. Where are they at Ryudo Temple though? I wonder if Issei is with them or nearby.
そっか。マキデラんとこも古い家だったっけ？何？廊下の話は鬼門だった？
Was that hallway story a Kimon? Kimon, I do know some Japanese, but I don't think I know what this refers to. Yeah, no. So your place is that old, eh? Was that hallway story a Kimon for you? Kimon datta no. You know, I don't think I can understand even with context clues. Oh, okay. Okay, it's maybe it's something that's not even a word, because Makidara is wondering about it too. Although she's a bit of a meathead, or yeah, maybe it's actually a word and she just doesn't know it. Hey, Issei. How can you know what the chakra is, but not Kimon? Chakra is like energy within your body, like ki or chi. But like I guess this is related. Maybe a more Buddhist thing. Okay. I wonder if it's then related to Feng Shui. Ryudo Issei. My man. My good man. I love one gif of him from Unlimited Blade Works anime where he's in the in this student council room and he's just like put his hands out and super wary, like does a pose towards Emiya. I love my man. I hope he gets a lot more screen time here than he did in Stay Night. The son of Ryudo Temple's head monk and the president of the student council, Issei, who came with us as a supervisor in his official role, briefly glances at me. Okay, so we are at the POV of, I mean, probably just, I mean, not Rin, but yeah.
さすが寺の息子、ちゃんとしてんじゃん、そういうとこ。けど今はお断り。私が聞きたいのはもっとコスモな話なわけ。幽霊とかそういう話はお門違いだね。ほら、もっとさ、当佐館地には江戸時代に隕石が落ちてたとか、冬木の地下には大空洞があるとか、そういう現実的な話をしろよな。
Sorry, what was? You temple boys, you sure know this stuff. But no thanks, what I want to hear about is more of those cosmic kinds of stories, not ghosts or that kind of stuff. Like, you know, a meteorite falling on Tosaka's place in the Edo period, there being a huge cavern underneath Fuyuki. You know, stuff with realism. I mean, about this. Maybe it's better she doesn't know. Sorry, didn't mean to speak over you. My bad, my bad.
先ほどの実話だが、廊下で少女と出会ったということは、真犯人は A 氏で、廊下の壁に死体を隠蔽していた。
Huh. Alrighty then. That's a twist.
カネちゃん、それも階段とは趣旨が違うと思う。
I have no idea what your name is, but I remember you, maybe. I mean, you're probably one of the classmates. I just don't really remember you, sorry. I remember you and the other two. But you were probably the third one in the class.
現実的な話をしろって言われてもね。怪談話をなんだと思ってるのよ、牧寺は。ま、とんでも話なら遠坂の管轄だから待ってればいいの聞けるんじゃない？
So, yeah, Rin is here too. But we're probably in Emiya's POV. Or maybe we're in Rin's POV. I mean, that's how it worked in Stay Night Prologue. Oh? No.
牧寺さん好みのとんでも話は知りませんから。
Tosaka counters elegantly. That's her usual manners at this sort of gathering.
そりゃ失礼。じゃあ、マトは？一年の誰かがマト首相はああ見えてすごく怖いとか言ってたけど。
Let's not talk about Shinji. Oh. Oh, Sakura. Okay.
別に怖い話が好きなんじゃなくて階段に強いだけなんですけど。
I think out of the Saber, Rin, and Sakura, I mean, my favorite character is Saber by a long shot, but that's because she has easily the most screen time across so many different Fate stuff. But out of the routes, I really like the Heaven's Field route. It was a lot of fun. Also, Sakura got big points in that route for me. But I like all of them. All Fate main characters are pretty good, pretty good.
ところで三つ釣り先輩、そんなこと言ったのは誰でしょうか。
Oh?
そういうところが怖いんだって気づきなさい、桜。
Don't worry, we love a bit of a scary Sakura. She lets out quietly. No one here knows that Tosaka-rin and Mato Sakura are sisters yet. Okay. I hope we get a lot more. Like, I know Stay Night had a good amount of like mage stuff. But I hope this game has even more of that kind of stuff. I'd like more character hijinks.
続けるのか続けないのか。俺としてはこれ以上牧寺が騒ぐのなら、会を中止させなくてはならないのだが。
Oh, yeah.
そうよね。眠ってるお坊さんたちにいい迷惑だし、牧寺がもう叫ばないっていうなら続けましょう。
Fuck the monks. Let's scream at the top of our lungs. But I also wouldn't mind if we didn't get that much character hijinks and it was just more plot, because, you know, Fate has some really fucking cool plots and world building and yeah, good stuff all around.
騒いでないじゃん。三つ釣りの話がつまんないからダメ出ししただけじゃんかよ。問題はそのダメ出しが次にもあるかということでしょうね。牧寺さんに我慢しろというのは呼吸をするなということと同義だから割と絶望的だけど。
Mm-hmm.
どう マキデラさん、呼吸止められる？
She probably will try.
止められる。
Oh.
私、陸上の次に水泳得意だし。
Good for you.
だそうですので、このまま続けましょう。次は三枝さんかな。
Saigusa. Okay, that was the quiet one's name. Okay. Also, I love your toned skin.
はい。けど私、階段ってしたことなくて、
in Stay Night, I really wanted more from these classmates, so I'm really vibing with this scene right now. I've never told a ghost story before. And before she tells the scariest one, and everyone is mentally scarred.
大丈夫。無理に怖がらせようと思わなくていいから。綾子のは実際あった話を脚色したたちの悪い話でね。牧寺さんが怖がったのはセミナマンションの事件を知っていたからだろうし。そうなんですか？
うん。セミナマンションの一家心中は実際にあった話だ。その1ヶ月後、隣室の青年も行方不明になり、捜索願いが出ているのも事実だぞ。
I still need to know your name. I know they said like Kane-chan or something, but I'm sorry, I just don't remember your name. Maybe it's like Kaneshiro or something. That seems like a reasonable last name.
いつか一回りでっかくなって帰ってくるんだよ。
Yep, that's the true ending. That's the true ending of that scary story. He didn't die. The girl didn't murder him. He didn't murder the girl or hide her in the walls. He just peacefully left and went on a self-discovery journey.
そんなかっこいい兄ちゃんにおかしな失踪理由でっち上げるとは、なんて少年の腐った女だ、三辻綾子。本当にいなくなっちゃったんですか、英子さんって。
ああ、同じマンションの住人が言うのだから間違いない。そうだろう、三辻城。
そういう話だからね。
Scared?
とまあ、私ほど脚色せずとも、実際にあった噂話だけで十分ってこと。牧寺は怖がりだからね。三枝さんもその線で攻めてみるといいよ。誰かに聞いたお化けの話とかない？あ、それなら何個かあります。皆さん、窓辺の幽霊って知ってますか？2学期から広まり出した噂なんですけど。
I do not know about this one.
何それ？私は初耳。
Yeah, pray tell.
お化け妖怪の人影ですよね。弓道部の1年生たちが話してたような。はい、そのお化け妖怪です。なんでも冬季のどこかに使われていない洋館があって、夜中に近づくと2階の窓辺からこうじーっと見つめてくる人影があるそうです。ああ、人影ってどんな人影よ、ゆきっち。つうかさ、冬季のどこかにある洋館って何？それは私も知らないんだけど、あんまり人が寄りつかないお屋敷じゃないかな。
Well, I know that people avoid the Tosca mansion. I don't know if, but maybe it's that one, or maybe it could be the Mato family mansion. I mean, it looked like a creepy place.
実際見た人がいるらしいんだけど、たまたま道に迷った時に洋館を見つけたんだって。なんでも周りは木ばっかりで人気がなくて、洋館の2階にいたお化けは女の人だったとか。
Ooh.
何それ、人気のない洋館で女が一人？そんなの父さんちじゃん。
I mean, that is the first thing that should come to your mind, probably. Maybe not. We'll see.
遠坂、あんたんちお化け屋敷にされてるぞ。
Okay, they are whistling. Is there a way to like turn the whole thing down, or do I need to right click opens menu, hides the text window? I mean that, but is there a way to like have both active? Right click escape. I mean, let me just. Oh, okay. No. I'm too afraid to press escape in case it just goes to the main menu. Whatever. I don't need to hide the text box to see the CG just yet. Feels like your house is being turned into a haunted mansion. It is. It is one.
そうなのかな。ごめんなさい、遠坂さん。この話って遠坂さんちのことだったの？
We forgive you.
謝らないで、三枝さん。うちがご近所からそういった扱いを受けているのは今に始まったことじゃないし、牧寺さんのような言われなき中傷にも慣れていますから。
What do you mean baseless slander? You yourself said in Stay Night that it is made that way and people will go there or try to avoid it. It's not baseless slander. Based Makidara. Baseless slander wouldn't be entirely accurate. I mean, yeah. The Tosaka residence is actually a type of haunted house. For a second I was like Shinto, right? Like the religion, but no, it's probably the other side of the city.
最近夜になると信徒の空に何か大きな糸みたいのが見えるって話なんですけど。
Spooky. Strings. I mean, we had some string stuff in Stay Night. A caster had them, but I don't think she's around anymore. Unsure of herself, Saigo said Yukika. Right. I was like, what's her full name? Because they said Yukichi. I was like, is it just Yuki or Yukiko? But it's Yukika. Okay. Unsure of herself, Saigo said Yukika looks at the crowd. I'd say that she is looking for witnesses. Yeah? Come on, give her a helping hand.
その糸みたいなのが何なのか見たことある人います？
I definitely did.
話だけは聞いてるが、あいにくとまだ怪異には出会っていない。
Bullshit.
空って
I don't know if it's bullshit.
そのセンタービルの屋上に人影が立っていたなんて話じゃないわよね。
So it was you.
具体的な例えだね。そりゃセンタービルの屋上に赤い人影を見たって話はよく聞くけど、三枝さんの話は別物じゃなくて？
There's something mysterious about the way Mitsusuri Ayako looks at Tosaka. Yeah, she knows what's up. Or at least, I mean, she doesn't know about the mage stuff, but she knows that Rin is, like, hiding stuff or kinda connected to it now. She's a smart cookie. As if she knows the truth behind that, Tosaka, who prefers wearing red, makes a sour face. It's been half a year since the 5th Holy Grail War ended. Okay, let's get into this stuff because I want to know, like, does this continue off from like the last route, like from Heaven's Feel, which would be like a crazy route to continue on from, or is this like because I know there was the sunny day special thing where Saber was continue to be materialized. So maybe it's from that. And I don't remember if that's like an amalgamation of all the routes or if that was like specifically to the Unlimited Blade Force routes. I forget. That means that she's probably still patrolling the area at night. Oh, Green.
牧寺先輩は見たことありますか？ない。だがおそらくは UFO。
Yep, Green's a UFO.
私は読めたよ。牧寺、あんたは階段を勘違いしてる。
そうだな。我々がしているのはオカルティックな話であって、コズミックな話ではない。
We're back to occult versus cosmic.
牧野氏、気の毒だが、いくら待っても君好みなムームー話に出番はないぞ。
Moo moo banashi. Okay. I wonder why they didn't translate the makinoji, but they did put the yukichi before, because I now remember that she has her name and noji after, like a tick, or her way of speaking is a bit odd.
読んでない。あんな面白おかしい電波本なんて購読してないよ、私。だってあれすっげえつまんねえじゃん。
Sure, whatever you say.
まあそのつまらないところがある意味たまらないのではあるが。
Yes.
ところで、神と上空の蜃気楼の件だが。
Mirage. Everyone shakes their head. Where is Issei? Why did we not get Issei in this group shot? Big sad. Unfortunately, there are no witnesses. Sorry, everyone shakes their heads. Unfortunately, there are no witnesses. However, I've been getting this feeling from a little bit ago. How should I put it? Or are we not from like Emiya's perspective and we're from Issei's perspective?
昔から郊外の森には城が建っているという話があるだろう。
No.
それに新説が加わったそうだ。
Yeah, no. We are not from Issei's perspective, stupid me, because they mentioned this inside voice, or like the POV text mentioned Holy Grail War, so we're definitely either from Bryn's perspective or Emiya's perspective. On the topic of rumors, here's one more from me. Everyone has heard about the castle built in the forest at the outskirts of Fukurate. Yeah, the Iceburn Castle. It seems like there has been a new addition to that story. Ooh, pray tell.
何度も城を目指して森に入ると、旧帝国軍の亡霊が現れて、入ってきたものを戦場に送り出すらしい。
What the fuck? Wait, surely this is not referencing Fate Zero's that character, right?
で、いくつかの関門を乗り越えた勇者だけが幻の城で一泊できて、メイド姉妹に解放されるとかなんとか。
Lacerit and fuck, what's the other's name? Sorry, I don't remember. Lacerit and someone. Someone enters spirits of the old Imperial army materialize and send them off to the battlefield. Are we just... Was this just a reference to Fate Zero, that one scene? But that was like so long ago in the timeline. Huh?
竜道くん、何？念願の相部屋で脳みそとろけちゃった？
えい、 これとておかしな話だと思っておるわ。だが実際に見た者がいるのだから仕方なかろう。嘘だと思うのなら一人で郊外に特攻するがいい。
Let's go. Crap. This is funny. Is it?
今の竜道のヨタ話どう思う？
Okay, finally, thank you for the confirmation. I mean, I was pretty sure we were in Emiya POV because why wouldn't we be? But yeah, okay. So what does Emiya think about Rudo's tall tale? It might be just true. Mitsuzuri shifts the conversation to me. Up until now, I've been just an observer. Yeah, I've noticed. And I've been your observer. Oh well, I had been keeping my mouth shut because I don't know how to comment on this, but give me the Emiya voice.
どうも何も一星が作り話なんてするわけないだろ。竜道寺は森に近いし、案外本当にあるかもな。
Yeah, I don't know what it is about Emiya's voice, but it's really quite unique. It really sticks into your mind. I never forgot about, like, I necessarily didn't remember how your voice sounded or your voice, but I never forgot how Emiya sounded. It's not that I have no idea what it might be. Putting that aside for the moment, I feel bad about breaking the conversation, but I've got to go to the bathroom. Okay, dude.
あれ、ちょっとトイレ。誰にも気づかれないようにスルッと戻ってくるんで、俺に構わず続けててくれ。いいところでマキデラを脅かすから。
Okay, good move, Emiya.
いいじゃん。やれるもんならやってみな。私も女だ。エミヤにゃ負けられないね。
Yeah, beat the living shit out of Emiya. And there goes Makidera, as usual, reacting in a weird way. Ever since I started having lunch with Tosaka, Makidera has been acting like this all the time. She a bit jealous that you stole her lunch, friend? It's chilly outside. Ooh, I don't know if we've ever gotten this kind of shot of the Ryudo temple. Maybe in Field. Something close. Maybe. The night air in the mountains is cold and crisp, unlike in the city. Exposed to the cool air, my unclear head and ambiguous thoughts become more defined, waking me up. Looking up at the night sky, I let out a heavy sigh. I've already walked some 20 meters away from the room. Ha. I've already walked some 20 meters away from the room. Ha. It's not every day that I find myself trying to think about something for no reason in a temple's passage. Oh, there's the mysterious music. We about to talk. Some magical stuff, maybe? What should I try contemplating first? Maybe I should try organizing my thoughts on how things ended up like this. Yes, thank you. Give me a refresher. Speaking of things happening to me recently, there's the story of today's training camp. Oh. It involves the upcoming cultural festival, Sakura, who is working hard as the captain of the archer club, Mitsuzuri, who was looking out for her, and the strange relationship with the track and field club. So, yeah, okay, so Sakura is the captain, or maybe just in that cultural festival, but did Mitsuzuri just leave the post? Or maybe it's just for the cultural festival. I'm down for a cultural festival arc in Fate. At the end of a complicated argument, little by little, a training camp was being set up for the cultural festival. Issei offered the location, and I was sorry about that. I'll quickly turn down my phone. Should have done that before. At the end of a complicated argument, little by little, a training camp was being set up for the cultural festival. Issei offered the location, and I was invited as hard labor. Yeah, that's the emiative. Basically, I am in charge of the food. Good decision. Life's as hectic as ever, but at least things are peaceful. And that's the flag. Things are going to get crazy. Half a year ago, there was a battle for the Holy Grail, with all the consequences. Yes, you give me the juice. Give me the details of what happened and where are we right now. In that battle, something was lost and something was gained. It's been enough time to look back and reflect on those events. I've settled it down. The Holy Grail War is a thing of the past. There is no reason for another conflict to spark in Fuyuki. The Holy Grail is gone. The servants have vanished. The dead won't return, and life continues without problems. The way you said it probably implies that Saber vanished too? I guess. There's no need for these days to change. That was the scary thing. The factors linking them together are almost all there. Linking a similar tomorrow with yesterday and enjoying the slight changes is the proper way of life for a person. My thoughts stop. That's the classic Emu. Oh, hello. You are in the promo art. I'm certain there was another reason for the training camp. Is she? Is she just a person in the school who's here with us? Do we know her, but we never got to know her during stay night? I like her design a lot, by the way. I do love me some white-haired girls. I'm pretty sure there was something standing towards the corner of my vision just now. Yep, cute girl. In the direction of the temple grounds. It's too far off to get a good look. But there is a human figure running towards the back hill. Hi. And this is probably a oh, okay, never mind. I was thinking that we had to make a choice, but nope. It's probably a monk or somebody from the temple. We aren't the only ones in Rudo Temple. I really shouldn't be worried by random people. And before she went to the toilet, and we'll get the a big nice bathroom peep scene. Good job, Japanese. Very funny. Good joke. Always makes everyone laugh, right? Right? Increasing my pace, I jog down the hallway. Whoops. I've just bumped into someone coming from around the corner. Okay, so we didn't make it all the way to the bathroom. It's a boy meets girl situation. Well, hello there, Media. My mind freezes. Yeah, I mean, you yourself just said that the servants vanished. And, yeah. I am too surprised to even know what I am surprised about. Yeah. The classic Emiya move. Mm-hmm. So, what are we doing here? Caster walks past me. That she does. She's as refined and sarcastic as always, but seeing her face unhooded is quite rare. Yeah, but Emiya, what? Why is she here? Didn't the servants disappear? Can we go back to that topic? Yeah. However, what was I so surprised about?
そうだ。キャスターってとんでもなく美人だったんだな。
Yup, that's the line. That's where our minds should go. Definitely. No, but I do agree. She's I do like her design. This monologue restarts my frozen mind, and I keep on going. I clear my head. Okay, Emiya, let's go. Having finished my business, I'm back in the guest room. Emiya.
そうして八八はよみがえった。村人たちにいびり殺された息子。可愛い我が子にもう一度会いたいという母親の狂気が死者をよみがえらせたのじゃ。
Okay, so don't scare our girls here.
じゃがよみがえった八八には至るところが欠けておった。手も足も臓物も脳みそもなかった。
That kind of reminds me of grandfather motto. Oh, sorry.
母親は足りない箇所を補うため、毎晩捕まえて閉じ込めた村人たちから。
She would what? Issei's eyes are gleaming. I expected no less of the son of a monk when it comes to graveyards, corpses, and karma. He has no rival. Issei the goat. Goes without saying how Makidara would react, but the ghost story expert Himuro, I don't remember your other name, Mitsuzuri, and even Tosaka are silently getting ready for the conclusion. It is the same with everyone. Hold on, there was something weird just now. Yeah, there was a flash. Was there? Yeah, hello there. Suzuki-sensei is also quietly listening to Issei's story. So, what happened to Kusugi again? Like, I remember what happened to him in UBW. I don't remember what happened to him in Heaven's Field. Did he just get eaten by the goop? Maybe. I have no memory of what happened in Fate Route. Huh. He's here. Sure. Let's just roll with it for now. Our brave leader, Fujine. The fuck? I don't know. You tell me. Yep, the famous anti-horror story genes. Yep, we all know about those genes. She had said on the verge of tears. Now she's already asleep. Did she fall asleep? Because why wouldn't she? Or did she pass out from scary stories? I think this is what they call abdication of leadership. But since she couldn't let a meeting of a crowd of young people in the dark go unmonitored, she asked Kusuki Sensei to take the reins of authority. Yeah.
そうして八八は考える死人になった。だが悲しいかな。ようやく八八が母親の名前を呼べるようになった頃、母親はとうにこと切れておったのじゃ。邪法は母親の体を蝕んでおったのよ。
I don't think I've ever heard black arts be called Jaho. I mean, Jakunahoho or something, but like, I think usually it's said like Dakuatsu or something weird. Sure?
八八は悲しんだ。蘇ったことはさほど嬉しくはない。ただ、苦痛に耐えて自分を蘇らせた母親が不憫でならなかった。そうして、八八は自らと同じよう、母を蘇らせようとしたのじゃが、それだけはどうしてもできなかったのじゃ。母が自分に施した作動を丁寧に繰り返しても、村人たちの肉を二山三山、血を二川三川使おうとも、母は決して蘇らなかったのじゃ。
Okay.
なんでだよ。ゾンビは勝手に増えるじゃんよ。かわいそうだから増やしてやれよ。今時母ちゃんが2人になろうが10人になろうが珍しくないよ。
Ayo? Makidara? Ayo?
あと、なんで口調変わってんだよ、生徒会長。
He's always talked like an old man. Or, well, not maybe, but it's fine. It's in his character.
いいところで水を差すな、マキダラ。この語りは流動家の決まりなのだ。さもありなん。母親と八八では立ち位置が違ったのじゃ。教会の問題でな、いかな邪法秘法を用いようと叶わぬことが一つだけある。
What is that?
それは聖者のみが死者を蘇らせられるということよ。
Okay.
死者が死者を食ろうて仲間にしたところで生き返らしたことにならぬ。それはすでに人ではなく死体を食うだけの化粧を生みしたに過ぎぬのだ。
Watch this be like crazy foreshadowing for some endgame monster or final boss. That's a good lesson. It is true that the wishes of the dead cannot be granted. It is always the breath of life that causes things to happen. Even if the deceased were to be granted life once again, without a doubt, the dead cannot ever bring back the dead. That's a bit of a weird phrase, but sure, we'll roll with it. It has always been like that. Sure, okay, whatever. I've never heard of this phrase before, but yeah, okay. Or like, I've never heard of a rule that dead cannot bring back the dead, but it's not like people can bring back the dead anyways. Well, without the grail, I guess. Or maybe they can, but as like zombies or like mindless monsters. Only the living can bring back the dead.
それを知らぬ八八は永遠に血肉を集め続ける。蘇らぬ母親のために今でも流動で人の手足を集め続けているという話じゃ。
Spooky.
これが冬木に伝わるムクロ塚の八八の影山の臓物墓場の言われである。
Mukuro Suga no Yahachiro. Mukuro meaning corpse. Zuka, I have no idea. Okay, and Kage is like a shadow. Issei ends his tale, and everyone claps. Okay, well, maybe not. This candle is blown. The candle is blown out. His turn is over.
今のはそれなりに聞いたわね。寺の息子が寺に泊まっている時に墓場の話をするとは思いませんでした。その大人げなさに脱帽です。
今日はこちらの陣地だからな。仏敵を打ちのめすためなら使えるものは何でも使う。
Infidels. Who's next? You? Right? The staple of camping trips, ghost stories, would go around in a circle.
ほら、次はエミヤの番。
Yep, it's us. What you got cooking up, Emiya?
生徒会長の後で大変だろうけど、一つ気合の入ったのを頼むわ。
Yeah. In before he tells like something super mundane about like cooking, his own cooking adventures or something, I don't know.
心配には及びません。三辻先輩。先輩、階段には強いですよ。夏場に藤村先生を脅かすのに効果的ですから。
Oh, is he now? I mean, Fujimura is probably the easiest person to frighten. Well, maybe Makidara too is in the same vein, but like, I don't know. Can we trust this info, Sakura? Makidara's trembling there. Everyone's eyes focus on me. I've got a couple of ghost stories on me, but this is the first time I've ever told one to this many people. And here we learn that it's not scary at all. Or, on the contrary, it's the scariest shit ever. In fact, I don't really like telling stories in the first place. I can't do the weird dramatization, and I can't really tell if they're good or not.
落ち着いてでいいわよ、エミヤくん。いつも通りで、ここが土蔵だと思ってればいいんだから。
Well, now I feel awkward. Oh well. It's really not like me, but this is a part of the festival. To wrap up this great trip.
それじゃあ、長い話を一つ。
Okay. Is this a transition to something like an opening song, maybe? Or do we just go into telling a story? Doing something I usually wouldn't. I start telling my story for the first time. I hope you just mean like your turn as a storyteller and not like your story as like what happened to you as a kid and how you grew up. Oh. An extract is made from the... Fuck. Heavens, feel back. Uh-oh. For an unknown period of time, I was crouching down. Oh boy, here we go. Not a single moan escapes me. My throat has been pierced by a rotting branch. My tongue was the first to be pulled out. My vocal organs have been carefully destroyed to silence me. I have no body to struggle in pain. My limbs have been completely severed. It's as if only my heart is still living. My body stopped working long ago, but my sense of pain alone has yet to fail me. Your remaining sense of pain, if you will. That was a reference back to Garden of Sinners. Living and being in pain are one and the same. I disagree, but okay, sure. It's the Emiya way, it's the Shiro way. As long as I continue to exist, even as only a heart, the pain won't end. For a long time, I have been left in this sunny spot. Sunny day reference mentioned? No, just maybe no. It is hope at its high. It is hope at its highest and despair at its deepest. How idiotic. It must be some detestable figment of my imagination. A misunderstanding coming from my insufficient awareness and inadequate experience. I repeat the cycle of pain and relief. It reminds me of exercise repetitions I supposedly experienced in my childhood. Where are we going with this story, my man? Up to heaven, down to hell, west, east. Like, heaven is up, hell is down, and west and east, they exist. That's far away, deeper than everyone, like a cradle, a paradise of blooms without an exit. It's not painful to have no limbs. I disagree, or maybe not like years after, but there's ghost pain, and losing your limbs would be horrible. It's not painful to have no limbs, to lose myself bit by bit. I'm just scared. I'm scared of being nothing. Yeah, that's a big relatable thing. Being nothing or dying and then nothing, that's a big fear all around the world. I can't bear the lie of ceasing to be anything. Yikes, yeah. If nothing comes from this, then this is nothing more than suffering for the sake of suffering. Yeah. Urobuchi be like? No, I'm just kidding. I love Urobuchi. I love me some Urobuchi. My body is on the verge of death. While desperately wishing to die, I frantically wish to continue living. That contradiction. Men of older times called it hell. How wonderful I can hear a silver something song. To be honest, I didn't want to die. Ooh. Spooky mystery thing. For a long time, she was in a state of suspended animation. Ooh. She. I hear something. Yeah. Click, click. Sounds like pebbles hitting each other and is somehow rhythmical, reminding me of a lively polka. Click, click, click. With an absent mind, I listen only to that sound. Where am I? Maybe it's like raindrops hitting like a metal something railing. I can't remember. No, I don't feel like remembering. My indolence is... don't know how to pronounce this word. Indolence, probably. My indolence is embarrassing. It's ridiculous how I'm awake, but my mind and will are still asleep. Oh, is this like way back when? Like Hospital Shiro? Just after the Great Disaster? I strain my lumbering head and limbs and crack the whip at my mulish body. No? This looks like more like the Tosaka Mansion. Where are we? Who are we? They mentioned she, so maybe it's the white-haired girl, but we are supposedly in Shiro's story. I don't know. Pushing my arms downwards, I slightly prop up my body that was lying face down. I seem to be on a couch. How long have I been sleeping? When I try to recall that, the vision goes wild. When I try to recall where I am in the first place, my forehead is struck by a severe pain. This is just a thought that came to mind, but it would be cool if this was like we were now in Archer POV. Like when he first got summoned by Rin, but maybe not. I feel dizzy. It's almost like the morning after a bout of heavy drinking. I have the bad habit of showing off by drinking all night, despite being a weak drinker. But luckily, there isn't a trace of alcohol inside me. So probably not Shiro, because I don't think Shiro drinks. Is that Saber's voice? No. While still mentally unfocused and unsteady, I check my surroundings. Give me another voice line. I ought to be in a mansion. I don't recognize it. I can't recall why I'm here and why I have been asleep until now. Yeah. Click, click, click. The sound continues. There's no clock. It's pitch black outside. My gut is telling me it's past midnight. Inside, there's... No, I can't see at all. Not only do my arms and legs feel heavy, but my vision has also been weakened, it appears. I know the layout of the room, but it's too blurry for me to get a good view of it. I don't think I know the layout of the room, unless this is specifically like Rin's living room. But I don't recognize it. Maybe that could have been Ryder's voice too, or maybe it's the white-haired girl's voice. I don't know. Still, I attempt to grasp my current situation, and finally... Hello, character design. I finally notice that in front of me, someone is sitting with his back faced towards me. Fuck, I think that sounds most like Saber, but it's just a single short line, I can't fully tell. It is too dark for my weakened vision, so I can't quite make it out. I can still tell that it is the shadow of a man. The man is sitting and looking downward. He is in a reading posture and pays no notice to me. It looks as if he's engrossed with something. What is he doing? I slowly push myself up and look at his hands. It was easier for my arms and legs to recover than it was for my mental ability and vision. Once I start moving, my mobility will increase the more I move. Yeah? It's not a book he's occupied with. It's the, yeah, I know that kind of puzzle. I have one, too. Not with that image, but like with numbers, 1 through 15 or something. Or 8, 12, 15, yeah. And the goal is to get them organized in order. But in this case, the goal is to make a full picture. It is I believe it's a picture puzzle. Yeah, a simple game with the picture broken up into 16 pieces. Well, 15 and then an empty space. and one of the pieces is removed and the rest are shuffled and then moved into the open block to bring it back into the original picture, I think. Yep. It's an amusement aimed at children that everybody has picked up at least once. Probably, yeah. He's still occupied with the puzzle. Some rustling sounds. Okay. I stop looking at him and raise myself up to a sitting position on the sofa. Master? He says, as if he were an old friend of mine. Yeah, I don't think I recognize this. I don't think it's Saber's voice, so it's probably the white-haired girl's voice, if I had to guess anyone. I'm startled by my mumbled voice. You look dead? That's a reference to the Issei story? No, I know. He said mega shinderu, so your eyes look dead. But yeah, you look dead. You look disheveled. You look not woken up. Where'd all that discipline of yours go? He laughs viciously. His voice is irritating, but I don't feel any anger. Stunned, I look at him in confusion. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off. That question came first. No matter how hard I try, I can't remember why I had been asleep. He furrows his eyebrows, odd considering I can't see very well, and points to the corner of the room. There is an old, dull mirror in the corner. What's that supposed to mean? I walk up to the mirror on unsteady feet. There isn't any lighting, and the pale moonlight sharpens the darkness. There is a cloudy mirror, abandoned for many, many years in this god-forsaken mansion. Oh, it's this character. Yep. I know this character. In it, looking at me stunned, is unmistakably myself. Hello there, character who I will not name until your name dropped. My voice slips out. This doesn't make any sense. Why am I startled at seeing the body that I had grown up with for more than 20 years? Confirmed adult, good stuff. I mean, obviously, because it's stay night. I wonder if I think there's sex scenes in this. And if that's the case, I think I'll do them the same way that I did, another Let's Player did, Tanner of the North, where once the scene comes up, I'll play through the censored version, and as soon as the censored version is like over, I'll immediately stop, go on my own, and go through the 18+ scene, and then come back and give my thoughts on it before continuing onwards. Sound good? If you have any other ideas, please do tell me, but I think that's what I'm going with for now, since obviously I can't show 18+ scenes, sex scenes on YouTube. I had grown up for more than 20, yep. Dark red hair and eyes. An unlikable figure, useful only for intimidating others. Oh, don't say that, you're cute enough. An armor of male attire that denies any femininity. This is me, the same old me, the same plain old Bazett, Fraga, Macromitz. Fuck me if I pronounced that name correct. Bazett? Fraga? Maybe? Fraga? Macramids, I guess. You can correct me on pronouncing the names. But yeah, hello Bazett. I knew your design and name from other stuff. I don't know much about you, but I know a few things. And yet, I am still startled. I can feel that there is something wrong with the figure shown in the mirror. Why? As if there is something extra, and as if something that ought to be there is missing. Just as that paradoxical notion entered my mind. Oh, okay, Mr. Killer. So he is a servant. Okay. Probably. I'm just assuming. With that one word, he erased the small doubt that something was out of place. Master. Why had I forgotten that word? I feel like there is like something going on a deeper level, that the game is just like trying to like not tell me like I'm being tricked here. Why had I forgotten that word? The battle for a miracle. 7 magi putting their lives on the line. The master of the ultimate familiar wielding the Holy Grail. Right. That is why I am here. My girl, I am sorry, but the unless this is a flashback, but I'm sorry to tell you that the Holy Grail War is over. To participate in the great ritual known as the Holy Grail War of this Asian island country. The Holy Grail is a holy artifact set to grant the wishes of its master. But there has yet to be one who has obtained the true Holy Grail. It is ultimately no more than a legend. The Holy Grail summoned in Fuyuki is an imitation based on this legend. However, though it may not be the original, as long as it is a powerful artifact that grants wishes, it is called a Holy Grail. To the Magi, the matter of true and false is a lesser issue. The main concern is whether or not that imitation is powerful. In that case, the Holy Grail in Fuyuki could be said to be of great concern. Mm-hmm. This is something similar was said in Fate Zero, so this is probably, I mean, this is probably not the exact quote, but probably a member of the church quoting this. That was the decision. Oh, sorry, never mind. Mages Association. That was the decision of the Mages Association, an organized self-defense body for the concealment of magic. The Holy Grail War of this land is a competition between magi. There is a limit to the number of participants. The association was allowed only one seat. The person to be chosen was one who was a specialist at combat. You know, it's curious how they always say that the Grail chooses who is worthier. But then there's lines like the association was allowed only one seat, like as if they can decide that yeah, our group always gets bring one. But I don't know. It is what it is. The person chosen was one who was a specialist at combat. So you, Bazett. Person that was suited to use magic not for the sake of academia, but as a weapon. It is a Far Eastern island country's ritual, one that has nothing to do with the faction struggles within the association, and is nothing but a nuisance. Battle where defeat is not allowed, but victory would bring no glory. I was selected for that very battle. This meant using an artifact passed down within my family as the summoning catalyst for my servant. Carrying the burden of the prestige and trust of the association and the means to fight, I departed.
我々はわずかな不安も抱かない。そうだろう？バゼットフラガマクレミッツ？
Bazett Fraga Makremitsu. But yeah, it's since they are going Fraga and not Frega, it's probably Fraga Makremitz. But it could be Makremitz. I don't know. You tell me.
君は優秀な魔術師だ。こと戦闘において君の右に出る者はいない。いては君の立場が危うくなるからね。
Mm-hmm. Laughing spitefully, they saw me off. As they said, it was only in combat that they had absolute faith in me, as well as derision. Gauze holder, tradition carrier. Is that the name of your technique or some artifact, or what are we going for? Tradition carrier, gods holder. Ah, your nickname, your mage name. Right. Like there was yeah, some mages have names. Like Dirty Red, I think, is one name of a character. The other name I am called by, an ability in magic, making use of the old blood passed down in my lineage that determined who I am.
そうだ。私はマスターとして聖杯戦争に参加した。
To fight in and win the war as a mages of the association. Mages? That is my mission. That alone should have been my mission. Yep, should have been. Okay, we're getting there. Yeah, something's wrong. But why? I have a vague feeling that I was looking for something other than the Holy Grail. What is going up with you? You are a curious one. Since let's think about it. In Stay Night we had our 7 masters. And if you were supposed to be one of them and you were dispatched and you have a servant, then who was like an extra one or like an illegal one who just like joined your position? Like, it could be Shiro, but I don't think so. Like, I feel like it was the Mato family. I feel like it was like Sakura who never should have been. I don't know. Something or someone. If that was the case, there may have been someone I wanted to meet more than getting the Holy Grail. Oh? I can't remember what happened to me in the last few days. Few days? I know who I am, but what happened later? What happened since I came to Fuyuki is a blur. Yeah, okay, so where are we in the timeline? Is this like you came to Fuyuki and it's been few days? So is this like during the Holy Grail or at the start of it? Or are you just like really lost on your own sense of time and this is still the, 5-6 months after the Holy Grail War in the fall. I don't know. I remember joining the battle as a master. I don't. Enlighten me? I remember patrolling the city with my servant. Okay, so something went wrong. But there are still many blanks. The last few days. That's right. My memory of everything that has happened since I came to this city has been clouded. Why have I been sleeping in this house in the first place?
おーい、いつまでもボケっとしてんじゃねえぞ。時間もねえんだ。さっさと片付けに行こうぜ。
The figure that is speaking to me. He is a servant, a being given form to the summoning of a legendary hero, what is called a heroic spirit. They are the most powerful familiars that a human being can control. There is a path between master and servant to supply magical energy. My magical energy, or to be more direct, my life energy, is what powers that servant. I can tell that my body is acting as the wedge that pins this servant to this plane of existence. Yup. He is definitely my servant. But still, was this the servant I summoned? Oh, do we have something fucky going on here? Does our servant have some info they could shed light on this situation, perhaps? Okay, that's nice. That's a cool reversal on the iconic first line of Saber. Are you my master? Although the Japanese line here was very different, but still. I asked while struggling with this headache. The servant rose up and is now staring at me, finally noticing that something is amiss. Mm-hmm. The shadow sways almost like a flame. I can feel it in my guts. This man may be my servant, but he is certainly not on my side. This is the sort of wild animal that would kill his master, become free as soon as he gets the chance. Relationship between master and servant is not based on trust among employer and employee. It is only a relationship of cooperation based on mutual gains and losses. Letting down one's guard, showing even the slightest weakness, means risking being stabbed in the back that very instant. Yep.
心配して相棒様が聞いてるんだぜ。答えるのが筋ってもんじゃねえの。
そうですね。正直に言うと、私の性能は低下しています。運動に支障はありませんが、意識に混乱が見られます。特に昨日の記憶が曖昧だ。
There is no benefit in hiding the cloudiness in my memory. I look back at the servant and reveal my current disorder. However, I didn't reveal what had to be hidden. I cannot tell him that my vision has weakened, nor that my memory is not vague, but rather missing. I wonder why we are just keeping the servant design on as a like this. Like, why are we not showing the full design? Oh well, maybe there's a reason. Because Bazett herself is like very not right in the head, so maybe that's why. These are my current weaknesses. If I told him, that servant would immediately bare his fangs at me. The best I can do is behave normally, while getting information from the servant and trying to recover my memory.
記憶が曖昧？俺を呼んでおいて何も分かってない。 聖杯戦争のことも自分が誰かもわからないってのか？
Also, kind of fun connection to Archer and Rin situation.
おいおい待てよ、勘弁してくれ。それじゃあズブの素人と組んだ方がいくらかマシじゃねえか。
いえ、自分が何者なのかははっきりしています。あなたを召喚したことも、マスターとして聖杯戦争に参加したことも覚えている。曖昧なのはその後だ。例えば、どうして私がここで眠っていたのか、どうもよく思い出せない。
Without showing any signs of weakness, I tell him the truth. Whether it worked or not, the taint of suspicion that the servant had been carrying grew fainter.
質問を返しますが、私はどうしてここで眠っていたのか。
Because you were sleepy?
そんなもん俺が知るが。この洋館を隠れ家にするって言ったのはあんただし、俺を召喚してすぐ疲れたから休むって言ったのもあんただ。
Right after summoning me, okay?
そのあたり覚えてないのか？
Yes. Before coming to Fuyuki, I did investigate suitable safe houses as a potential basis at the association. Among the ones I checked, yes, this mansion should have been one of those. Also, this is a mansion, assumedly Western. I wonder if this is the actual mansion and the Green Mansion was just bait in the earlier Scary Stories conversation. My mind grows hazy. When I try to recall what happened, I start to feel faint. I shouldn't push myself too hard right now. I have to hear what happened from the servant.
この洋館を隠れ家にすると決めたのは私でしょう。それには覚えがあります。そして、あなたを召喚した。
I remember indistinctly that this happened. I did form a contract with this servant in this mansion.
そうそう。すぐに眠ったんだよあんたは。名前だけ名乗って私が起きるまで行動するななんて言いやがった。おかげでこっちはたまりまくりだ。殺し合いに呼ばれたってのに、なんだってお預け食らってなきゃなんねえのかね。
Only my name? No, more importantly, what this servant is saying is dangerous. Yeah, he be one of the evil ones, or ones with no qualms about killing people. It is very reassuring that he loves fighting, but it will be a problem if he loves it more than is necessary.
待ちなさい。確認しますが、私たちは基本的な戦闘方針すら話し合っていなかったのですか？
ないよ。きっと必要なかったんだ。あんたは事前にこの町を調べていたろうし、俺だって聖杯戦争がどんなものか呼び出された時点で頭に叩き込まれてる。要はより早く効率的に手段を選ばず他のマスターどもを殺していけばいいって話じゃんか。相談することなんてねえよ。
Yeah? It's as simple as that. Simple as that.
恐ろしい顔するなあんた。そう睨むなよ。何？
Oh, sorry.
俺気に障ることでも言った？
Did I say something that pissed you off?
ええ。あなたとは相互理解が必要なようですね。私のサーバントがそんな考えなしでは腹が立つ。私は教会を代表する魔術師であって猛獣使いになる気はありませんから。
I stare and try to intimidate him. Whatever, said the servant, averting his eyes.
ま、相互理解はできないと思うけど。
He mutters as if it doesn't concern him.
いいさ。で、何？教会の代表様はどんな戦いがお好みで？
ことは隠密に無駄な戦いは行いません。
Hmm.
まずは敵マスターの調査を優先。今回の聖杯戦争がどういったものかを把握した後、倒すべき順番を考慮し、撃破に移行します。
Those were the orders received from the association. First, I have to gather information on the 3 families that administer the Holy Grail War. Einsburn, Tosaka, and Makiri. An investigation of the remaining 3 masters will proceed afterwards. It may be possible to convince Magi to abandon their master status. There also may be other outstanding Magi that ought to be taken into custody by the association. Besides, to act without proper information is an embarrassment for Magus of the association. Oh, sorry, again. Fuck.
結局は潰し合う同業だ。出会ったら最後、逃げられないし、逃がさないものだろうが。
Mm-hmm. I didn't need him to tell me that. I feel the same way, but I can't disobey the orders of the association.
従いなさい。教会は神秘を隠匿するための組織です。下手な騒ぎはできません。
We cannot afford to cause a disturbance.
それに、無秩序に戦えば一般人に犠牲が出てしまう。聖杯の入手は絶対条件ですが、町の人間を巻き込むことは極力避けるべきだ。
This is not only a matter of the Mages Association. The Holy Church also has involvement in the Holy Grail War. Should any damage be brought to the city, they will vigorously move in to conceal it to ensure the smooth continuance of the ritual. There is a limit to this, however. Last time, in the 4th war, there was a master that killed indiscriminately and daily. Yep. The priest monitoring viewed the master as an enemy and penalized him severely. I mean, normally maybe, but don't worry. In this 5th war, the priest monitoring this battle doesn't quite mind if there's destruction. You know.
俺には思いつかないが、勝ち残るための一環として殺しはしない方がいいとか。
勝ち残るためではありません。私とて魔術師です。必要であれば手は下します。
Yep. That's the way of the mages.
ですが、それでも人として最低限守るべきものがあるでしょう。
そりゃ、なんつうか。
He sounds unenthusiastic. The servant apathetically breathes out and...
あんたさ、霊術使ってくんない？
He doesn't like the way you're doing things. He wants you to make him obey with force.
私には逆らうな、みたいな。そうしないと、あんたを真っ先に殺しそうだわ、俺。
Ooh, I gulp. He is serious. He doesn't care about what would happen next. The rule of cooperating with a master for his own protection doesn't apply to him. This bastard is seriously aiming for my throat. The servant told me to use a command spell to stop him. 3 absolute rights of order that master has. Powerful spells given by the Holy Grail. A master's trump card that can only be used 3 times, but ensures that any command is followed. For that reason, I answer him immediately.
断ります。 れる主人などいないし、飼い犬に殺されるものなど主人ではありません。
Good answer.
あなたは私のサーバントだ。あなたがどう動くか、あなたがいつ死に挑むかは私が決める。
I force back his bloodlust with my own. No matter what, if I used a command spell for something as frivolous as this, I had no future in this war. I clench my right fist and start carving runes into the floor with my heel to be able to intercept an assault at any time.
なるほどね。なら考え方を変えてみるか。
And I don't know why it says change of heart when he says try that kangaikata. It's like the way of thinking. But I guess, sure.
オーケー。俺はあんたのサーバントだ。飼い主には従うよ。
Sure. That was quick, but sure. Yeah, Bazett is a bit taken aback. The servant gave in easily. It's, how should I put it, anticlimactic? Yeah, I mean, either he has his own schemes going on, or he's just like, he just wanted you to show your own grit, show your own resolve, so that he'd be fine with you as his master. And my heart was beating in excitement at the feeling that a battle was going to break out, so I could learn how powerful servants were. I don't think you want to do that unless you are someone insane, though they did say that you are kept in the association purely because of your battle prowess, so, you know.
なんだよ。それでも文句あんの？
Oh. Right.
いえ、問題はないけど、本当に私の言葉を理解しているのですか？
Probably not. I mean, he says he does, but yeah.
ああ、できるだけ死人は出すなってんだろ？
Yeah, he's so gonna break those rules.
それがマスターの方針ってことは理解したよ。ね、他にはまだ言っておくことってあるか？
There are many things I want to say in detail, but I have nothing else to say regarding a general plan. The rest I can do by giving orders depending on the situation.
よし、なら行こうぜ。いい加減ここにいるのも飽き飽きだ。
The servant prods me to go out. I am still physically unstable, but I am curious about what is going on outside. And anyway, after sleeping for such a long time, I want to move around freely a bit. Then we go out and we find out that it's actually fall. I mean, I don't know, that might actually look more like winter, so this may just be a flashback to January, February break, when the war actually happened.
わかりました。細かい方針は状況に応じて変えていきましょう。
I regain myself. For the time being, I leave probably Rah, behind. Or maybe it's like short for Rachel, so Rach. I don't know. We'll see. There are limits to that sword. Oh, sword. Rush? No. Rah, it's... I don't know. Do tell me how to pronounce that. There are limits to that sword, and I can't use it fully in my current state. You are a sword user. I know a boy who likes blades. After I locate the other masters, I can think about who to use it on.
しかしね、できるだけ死人は出すなか。いいね。そうできたら最高かもな。
What's going on with you, man? The servant repeats cheerfully.
含みがあるのなら言いなさい。
Mm-hmm.
私の方針に意見があるなら、ここで型をつけましょう。
That's clever. But I think he'll just quietly comply for now.
だから理解したって。おっかねえからあんたとはまだやり合わねえよ。
Keyword yet.
けどさ、それは無理なんだ、マスター。
Oh, okay, he's going to talk about it.
死人を出さないとか周りを巻き込まないとか関係ないよ。あんたがどう頑張ったところでこの町は4日間しか持たないんだから。
This town ain't going to last longer than 4 days, no matter how hard you try. Well, that prediction was wrong, assuming this is a flashback. Because, you know, Great War, the whole Great War went on for like... How long did it go? 2 weeks? I don't remember if that was the case in the last route in Heaven's Feel. No longer than 4 days.
なんですって。
外に出ればわかる。とっくにそんな状況じゃねえってな。この町の人間は日々溢れ出してる得体の知れない連中にどんどん減らされていってるんだから。
Ooh, mysterious.
得体の知れない連中ですって。そんなバカな。あなた、私の記憶が曖昧だからとつまらない狂言を。
I wonder if we are referencing Heaven's Field route here, or...
外に出ればわかる。百聞は一見にしかずだ。
The servant stifles his laughter. As I stand bewildered, the black shadow takes my hand and starts walking. Okay, well, I mean, she calls it the black shadow too. But I mean, he has to have a design.
さあ、聖杯戦争を続けよう。バゼット・フラガ・マグレミッツ。
Did she ever give her full name to you? I don't know, maybe she did when she first introduced herself.
今度こそ君の望みを見つけるために。
What do you mean, this time? Ondokoso? What do you mean? I mean... Opening, maybe? No. I feel like this might be a good point to stop this on, but also I'm still gonna keep recording more episodes after this. So I'm not sure if I'm going to stop it here or if I'm going to continue playing until a better stopping point. What should I do? What's the time? I've been going at it for like 2 hours. Yeah, I think I'll just make this an extra long episode, and I'm sorry if this is like, this is just a short scene before getting to a good stopping point, but I think I'm going to cut the episode here and continue on next time then. So yeah, that was the beginning to Fate Hollow Ataraxia, and my god, did the initial scene get me. I was like completely bewildered and thinking that where are we going with this, and why is the art style so different? But yeah, if you want early access to my Let's Plays, my Patreon is linked in the description down below, where you can get up to 2 weeks of early access. So if any of that interests you, go there. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.